My husband was diagnosed at 46 years of age. He was having some trouble with his gait, and of course at 46 we didn't think anything of it. Finally went to a neurologist who said to him, "I know what's wrong with you," and of course we were just devastated over that. It was something to happen at 46. And not only that, this was in the late 80s, so people were not aware of Parkinson's at that age. They only thought it was an old people's disease, and therefore your grandmother, your elderly uncle had it, and that's what it was. So he found that out, and we began to live a life of Parkinson's, because Parkinson's affects the entire family. It doesn't just affect the person who has it. He did not fall. It was not a falling experience. He would just sink and pass out, and nobody could figure out what was wrong. Finally, we went to the doctor, to our regular doctor, not a neurologist, and his blood pressure, I think, was 50/30. And at that point, again, he didn't know what. He put him in the hospital immediately, and then began all the tests. Nothing showed. They couldn't figure this out. Finally, they figured it out, and that's what was wrong. So therefore, there was no cure, and there was not even a treatment as far as the doctors knew then. It was add more salt to your system, drink lots of fluids, keep very up on this situation, make sure you're not without help, someone is not there with you all the time. So I had to leave my job. I was a teacher, and I had to stay home with my husband. The caregiver does not know what to do. That's the first thing. They have no idea what's going on. They see this person, as my verbs are always sink to the floor, and what do? You don't know whether your husband's having or your wife is having a heart attack. You have no idea. So it just adds more stress to the Parkinson's symptoms. Parkinson's people also become very depressed. Now, something like this will depress them because they don't know what's happening to them. They're just passing out, and unless they get to a very good neurologist, most doctors do not know either. You need an exceptional neurologist who's done some background on this, has some knowledge of this, and can then put the patient in the right perspective. Parkinson's patients often will become, there's an old saying, invisible. If they are unsure about how they're going to be accepted, or if they have problems with a tremor or something like this, they're not so quick to go out in public. And I can tell you of a gentleman who was in my support group, and he said, "I just keep experiencing this feeling that I'm just going to pass out. And I know there's nothing wrong with me other than Parkinson's." And so, thank goodness I was able to say, I know exactly what it is, I'll tell you. And then he went to his doctor, and his doctor diagnosed it as such. Let me tell you this, I don't think they even think of low blood pressure. Do you know what I mean? A Parkinson's patient doesn't even consider that, because you know the medical field usually talks about high blood pressure, not low blood pressure. And I don't mean with a Parkinson's patient, I mean with an average person. So I don't even think they're aware of that until it happens.